Boom, welcome. Six Man Tag Podcast, episode 48.
48.
There's no significance to that. I just bam.
No, I just noticed my name was incorrect on the screen. So
I didn't notice at all. So if the YouTube folks notice the change, leave us a comment down below. But yes, it is once again Six Man Tag Podcast. As always, I'm Mike. Joining us,
not CJ.
Mr. Big Boss Man, the Big Boss Man. This doesn't work for me, brother.
This does not work for me, brother.
Time zones.
He did not want to do the job. There might have been dog bites involved.
Oh man, we got to bring back
bites. I'm not sure.
Bring back the kennel from hell, something.
Brawl out, electric boogaloo. Anyway, I'm Skylar.
Yeah,
the doctor of Jewonomics, the innovator of kosher, Mr. Saturday Night Shabbat, and most importantly, the leader of the Oi movement. I am tired. I figured I'd do the greatest hits for my intro.
Yeah, play the hits.
Play the hits.
That's what the people...
Actually, it's more like going back to the roots, if you really think about it, because those are all from the retro.
This is true.
Yes.
This is right. I mean, right. You came back for you've released a new album, but you paid tribute to what started it all. You got big later on, but so you had to remind the people of what came before.
Correct.
You're playing the you're
hold on 1 second.
People want to hear Enter Sandman.
Technical difficulties. Talk again. Okay, there we go. Anyway, what were you saying?
I said, you had to show the people what got your start. You got popular later on. The people want to hear Enter Sandman, but you got to play them whatever before that. Ride the Lightning.
Let's go with Ride the Lightning.
Yeah, you got to play. Sorry, there's a fucking car alarm going off like at the neighbor's house. It's gone now. Nope.
So big event recently.
What?
And CJ's kind of pissed at us for this one because we are talking about we're just figuring we're going to share some thoughts on the Royal Rumble 2023 edition.
I mean, we'll get his thoughts next time. It's not that big a deal.
No, we're going to do the Kung Pao thing. He's just going to record his lines later. We're going to, do the dub. You people that are watching the YouTube cut, just wait for the second YouTube cut. Release the Bruce cut.
There's not going to be a cut. Yeah. A second cut. I wish I could though. I wish I knew how to do all that. I wish I knew how to do all that stuff. But if anyone wants to make stupid animations for free, we can't pay you.
Dude, I went to Duchess for communications, and I should know how to do all this shit.
I did 1 year, and then I switched majors, realizing I don't think I'm going to ever do this. Interesting. Yeah, interesting few classes I was in, but I feel like the mid 2000s. This is very local now. I feel like the mid 2000s. If anyone took even one semester of communications, I feel like it was all the same professors and everybody knew which one, who was who at that school.
Oh, very much so.
And it's like everyone would be like, this guy was good, this guy wasn't. I remember the guy I had for one of the classes. He seemed cool at the start, and then by the end it was just like, huh. He
wasn't bald, was he?
Yes.
Okay. I can't remember his name, but one of my older buddies went to high school with him.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently they called him Goober, and at some point threw him out the classroom window.
Well, that did happen in the 80s and stuff. That feels like it's right out of any one of those movies from the time.
Basically. And it was the first floor window. People, they didn't, there was no attempted murder.
Well, I'm talking about 2005, and this clearly happened, even a decade prior.
95, 85.
Exactly. So he taught the class. He was fine.
Exactly. So,
but yeah, it's all the same teachers. Everyone knew him. Everyone could tell you all about him. But we're getting way off track to start. What else is new though?
I mean, my last thought was that basically I knew everything just came crashing down when that episode of The Simpsons with the foreign football player and his leg is practically hanging off, and Dr. Hibbert's just like, well, at least you could always fall back on your degree for your career and communications. I know it's a nothing degree. And that's when I knew that I had made a terrible mistake.
I made a huge mistake.
Yes. Simpsons kind of dictates a lot of things for me. So the Royal Rumble.
Did it. Simpsons did it.
Simpsons did a Royal Rumble.
There was a Simpsons wrestling game. You can make your own.
Yes, there you go. This year's edition, the overall show, for reasons, is kind of very important. I'm not going to say all-timer show. Not that it was a bad show. It was a good show.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel more it was outside of the men's Rumble. It was kind of more about the angles.
Yes, which isn't the worst thing, because the Royal Rumble doesn't necessarily have,
as long as the Rumble delivers, basically.
Right. Like, and you're right. That's actually a very good point. It really was all about angles. Right. You had your Rumble matches, but yeah, all the other matches either just pushed the Bray Wyatt angle. Sorry, like I'm yelling. Sorry. Yeah, it pushed the Bray Wyatt angle. It pushed the wow, I'm forgetting what the other undercard match was now. Oh, the women's title stuff.
I kind of want to address the middle of the card and then kind of get to the bookends after we talk about all.
And then oh boy,
are where the important shit is.
Yeah, and then oh boy, the main event sure as hell moved a storyline, to say the least. But let's start. You lead the way. Where do you want to start?
Well, I mean, if we're starting in the middle, I think the first match, second match would have been the Mountain Dew Pitch Black match, which, what the fuck?
So isn't that the point of any Bray Wyatt match, though?
Yes.
I'll say
now I'm starting to really get concerned about him coming back.
Let me just say this. I feel like now, I know I've had my thoughts about the Fiend character that I wasn't crazy about, but Bray Wyatt, it's Bray Wyatt himself as a character, as everything, is awesome. I like what we've had so far.
Right.
And but I'm starting to kind of get into, is he one of those and then the bell rang guys?
I don't know if I'd necessarily say that. Because when given the chance, he could have a perfectly good match.
No, I agree. But there's something about, like, and I think I said this in our group chat, where he's been back, what, like 3 months? Give or take?
What the hell was it?
Was it like October?
He's been back for a minute.
Right. Like, but like, okay, whatever. For sake of argument, he's been back 3 to 4 months, let's just say. That time frame. He hasn't had to step in the ring. Has he taken a bump? I think he's gotten like hit. But like,
there might have been like something with that.
Right, but you got all that time out of a storyline, and he didn't even have to take a bump. Like, that's impressive.
Now, well, okay, so part of that, I definitely think LA Knight fucking put a lot of this on his back.
Oh, he did.
LA Knight's just fucking that dude. He was a stud in Impact, and I think he should be. I think he should be a big player in the WWE. I think that kid. There.
Oh, but, for sure.
He definitely did a lot of heavy lifting when it came to the feud. Finally.
Yeah, he did.
And I was worried because I was like, oh, don't make LA Knight his first feud. He's gonna lose, obviously. So it's like, and I don't think he should be losing.
No.
But it is what it is. I was like, does Pitch Black have LSD in it?
Well, I mean, I think they went with what the actual like bottle of Mountain Dew Pitch Black looks like, because it's the dark soda. Yeah. And then it's got like that neon cap. I remember exactly because I only saw it in that when they did that press conference after they had the bottles out legit, like the Gatorade bottles normally would be.
it just felt like that. Like when did they re-sign Sin Cara? Yeah, okay,
There.
that's a bit extreme, I know, but I don't know. I, I, I guess for the spectacle,
Like
yeah,
the shit in the desk was a little corny. The announce table when they went through it. That I feel like they
agreed.
could have. I mean, if I had to credit, but like overall, I'm like, what did you like? This is what gets me when fans complain. Not that they complain, but like people are like, oh, what is this pitch black? It's like, what did you want them to do? Have this like? Did you think they were gonna have? And I'm sure they can, but like, it's first of all, it's following the Rumble. If they just put anytime you put like a random match after a Rumble match, like you're dead in the water, kind of.
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
like they were in the let the crowd down spot. Not that there's many at a Royal Rumble, but
you could have probably put Alexa Bliss and Bianca Belair in that spot
no, it's true. But I guess
because
maybe
of
give
that
the
in a
people,
moment.
but it's different. It isn't like Bray Wyatt's character isn't. Let me get in the ring and have a traditional match each week. It is for what it was. It was fine.
I think people were expecting something on the level of the Funhouse match. I mean,
Wait,
it was
wait
his first match back with the company. You'd think they
with the John Cena one or the Randy Orton
yes,
one?
the John Cena one, of course,
Okay.
the Orton one.
No, I know. No, I know. I don't want to get into what that match was. I'm just saying which one do you think? I don't think people could expect that. That was just a movie and
I
it worked
think
for that
just
time.
something like kind of cinematic. I
But
think is what
I
they were
mean, but
expecting.
this feud isn't over, is it? Or do you think I don't know if that was the
I think
blow
we need
off?
to focus on this whole Wyatt Six thing.
Right. So but honestly, like, but then if
Actually, hold on. Let me expand on that a little bit. They need
mhm.
to work on this Wyatt Six thing by making Uncle Howdy actually, connect with an elbow drop.
Okay, well, listen, if you're maybe you're not crazy
God,
experienced jumping off platforms like that and they overshot it. Maybe LA Knight was in the wrong spot. Who knows who messed up?
I don't know. I mean, if it's any of
If
the,
LA Knight's too short, I don't blame Uncle Howdy for taking the spot. I'm like, he's like, fuck this. I'm not gonna go fuck this up.
I mean, if you like, if it's one of the four, let's say four people, I think that Uncle Howdy could be.
Right.
That I'm guessing. I feel like they would know. But I don't know who the fuck knows. I just know that you could clearly tell he missed that elbow drop, and then everything lit on fire.
As it does.
As Bray Wyatt's matches are wont to do.
Nobody just nobody just jumps off and goes through the tables anymore. Come on.
And the other thing is
Things have to
nobody
go boom.
right, but and also I feel like people kind of downplayed that afterwards. You saw the rest of the Funhouse guys hanging out where Uncle Howdy jumped off of.
Oh yeah, that was there. I mean, they'll get to it. Like, listen, I'm
You were
enjoying
there.
this.
I was there.
Shit.
I don't have a
But
background ready for that one.
at this point, I'm just kind of like because people want it rushed. But I mean, I shouldn't be shocked nowadays. People say they want long-term storytelling, but it's taking too long.
So I think
There's
I
no
said
reason there's no reason
originally
to
I
rush it.
was I think originally I said I was going to give this kind of until like Mania. I think more specifically Smarkamania. I'll wait
Yeah.
and see what happens by then. If at that point it's underwhelming, I'm just like, you know what, Bray, just go make a horror movie or something. I'll
I don't
watch it.
know. But if Mania has a million things going on, is
Two
this Bray
nights.
Wyatt stuff? Is this Bray Wyatt's? I know 2 nights, of course, but like, is this Bray Wyatt stuff just gonna kind of get lost if they got a bunch of crazy shit already? Would it be of more importance if you get to even SummerSlam and do something like I'm not, I know at that point SummerSlam's a long ways away from Mania, almost 5 months, but I mean, who's to say? Like,
Right.
would it get overshadowed on Mania, where there's clearly a lot of shit planned? If you want to, whatever rumors and confirmed stuff is out there.
But I yeah, I'm gonna give it more time.
Yeah,
But I feel like my
I
last thought
can
on the whole thing is
I can
it
also I can also agree that maybe this should have been a milestone to do something new. Although when we get to the next match, they sort of did continue the angle.
oh yeah, that is true.
So maybe that was like the big reveal, but maybe like piece by piece, if you have a Wyatt 6 and we technically only have 2 so far that are, at least like I can't even say introduced. I'll say that are proven human beings.
Right.
Sorry, characters.
Right.
This is real. This is real life. Damn it.
By the way, did Bray put on a mask when that match was over, or did it just magically grow out of him?
Cameras. They figured it. They got the camera work down.
No, it's just
Kevin,
like, oh, he has another mask.
I mean, it's still Kevin Dunn, although it's not as bad. It's not as dizzying as it used to be, but there's still a lot of camera cuts.
Yeah. I mean, originally I was going to say, yeah, somebody got Kevin Dunn to calm down, but now
I literally like
recent events.
It was hysterical when we would read on Twitter, people like, I'm literally dizzy and nauseous because of the camera cuts. And I was like, well, that seems weird. And then I watched one. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, when it's actually like somebody says it and it's in your brain and you're paying attention to it, it's like, oh my God, dude, chill. Chill with the camera cuts, done.
That's probably what happened with my car sickness in St. Lucia. I never get car sick, but he's like, you get car sick because it's bumpy. I'm like, no. And then 5 minutes later, head back, eyes shut. Same deal. It's all in your head.
Next, but yeah, speaking of the next match, Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss.
Again, right. I think it was there. Clearly, this match was all right. Bianca, keep the title, move on. We'll get Alexa Bliss in the Wyatt 6, essentially, although not officially, but the offer was there.
Right.
Come home, whatever.
I'm really surprised that they would try to bring Alexa back into that.
Because it worked when she was a part of it, and she probably, and like, no offense to her, but like, what is she going to be? Just a random baby face or heel?
Yeah, I mean, she has kind of gotten past.
At this point, I mean, hey, do something different. Sign up.
I was gonna say the standard Alexa Bliss character is kind of lost steam. It had its place for a few years. She won a bunch of titles. She did well for herself.
Right, and it was a good character, but then she did the Wyatt stuff. Like the whatever the fuck she did. I'm like forgetting. Playground, right? Something.
What, the Firefly Funhouse?
No, didn't she have her own thing?
Oh, something with like a swing backstage.
Yeah,
but
right,
she had that Lily doll.
That's it.
I can't
I'm
remember
like thinking
if that
of
was
shit like that
with Wyatt around or
both.
Yeah,
I think she did before they had the Mania blow off, and then she was sort of. I don't know. She lit Randy Orton on fire that one time when they had
pinned him provocatively.
Yeah, that's true. Wait, other way.
Mrs. Orton was not happy about that.
Never mind. I thought it was the other way. No, they wouldn't do it the other way around. You're right.
Yeah.
Might go back and watch that. I remember that being interesting.
Yeah. Also, Mrs. Orton, apparently from around Poughkeepsie.
Yeah, that's a whole story. I think if you watch like any Randy Orton, like it's like spoken that it is. It's not like weirdos from here being like, hey, she's from here. Like they literally met at like the Civic Center show or something, or she was in the crowd, whatever the deal.
I mean, I said I didn't trust Dave Gettleman as soon as he said he met his wife in Poughkeepsie, so I don't know how I feel about Randy Orton now.
They've been married long enough.
Yeah, I know. Plus, he probably smokes enough weed to. Yeah. Anyway, honestly,
allegedly, these are not rumors started by Six Man Tag Podcast. That's the number 6. You bitch.
Yes. Is there anything else to really say about that match?
No. I don't even know if I watched it. I might have been. I was in another room for a little bit. I will say I was very annoyed. We'll get to it later, but I wasn't annoyed because of the placement. I was like, no, I wanted the men's rumble to be at like 10:30 so I could actually watch it. And in fact, open the show, which it is what it is.
Yeah. It's funny too because I was like, I'm gonna watch the men's rumble on my TV and pay attention to it, and maybe the main event. And the rest of it, I was gonna have on my iPad and like probably like be doing something else at the same time. And then they start with the men's rumble. I'm like, well, let's do this.
Yeah, right. That's what I did. Right.
In the meantime, I believe the next match was the women's rumble.
The women's rumble. Yeah, we'll get to that. I feel like the only logical storyline was Rhea Ripley, and why not have her go wire to wire?
Yeah, you knew eventually they were gonna have somebody go wire to wire in the
I think I think you knew when Becky got eliminated early, Bayley got eliminated early, and There's a couple other notables because I remember the final few. Not that they were underwhelming, but
I
there's
feel
like
like
that
there was a
few.
deflation with the crowd when Becky got eliminated.
Yeah. And I hate when they do that in the Rumble just to build like a future rivalry, especially with two big stars. Because like, why not do this spot near the end? You get the same result.
Yeah.
I mean, but like, and like they want the shock of some of the eliminations, but it's like, okay, but if you throw out some of your best people, then when you start creeping towards the end, like I don't know, that's just my thing. Either one, I'm not even focusing on just this women's one, anyone really.
I do feel that was a very weird way to bring Chelsea Green back.
Yeah, I don't know what I mean. I mean,
Apparently, her
great.
gimmick is being a Karen. That's what I read, and that is the verbiage that was used.
No, what?
And I think
No,
there was a video of like
no.
her
The
being
what?
backstage
No,
pissed off
listen.
towards
Whatever you want to describe. What's the male version of a Karen?
Kevin.
Maybe.
Maybe I don't
Well,
know.
well, I no, I more mean like, what would be the name of a person that would complain all the time like a Karen? Would it be Kevin? I don't know.
I don't know. I have friends named Kevin, so I feel bad saying that, but I also have friends named Karen.
Yeah, right, right. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I mean, sure, if that's the gimmick, fine. I don't know. I mean, sure, I don't sure.
Yeah. But I was kind of hoping we'd get the return of oh
Yeah, I know.
radio.
They should have for her. That would have been
Yeah, but
hysterical.
apparently he's challenging for the NWA World's title.
I mean, yeah, no, I'm not saying no. I mean, if she used his music,
Oh yeah, well yeah, that makes sense. But
they
then
I would
again,
have.
people would be like, well, where the fuck is Zack Ryder?
Doesn't matter. This is just WWE licensed music that we happen to play over our loudspeakers, and that's
Fair
the only
point.
explanation.
Fair point.
Don't be like
By
one
the
of these
way,
people. Don't be like these people that I'm just going to say this because it has nothing to do with it, but all the people on the internet that thought Jay White's going to be in the Rumble and Okada's going to be in the Rumble and CM Punk was going to come back, and all those people that got mad on the internet for stuff that you were never promised. Always funny to
The
me.
Rock.
Oh, so, right, yeah. Oh, spoiler. The Rock didn't come back. He's not in shape. He's not in ring. He's probably not in ring shape, to be fair.
And that is actually the reason why
coming from me, really fucking great, by the way. As I sit
that is
here,
actually the reason why Pat McAfee wasn't in the Rumble match itself. Because they wanted him to come back in the Rumble match, but even he said like I am non-ring shape to do this right now. He's like, okay, you want to do commentary? Yeah, sure, I'll do that.
He could have done the Jerry Lawler spot, just got knocked over the top rope and went back to commentary.
Yeah, that's true. I was kind of hoping for it too. And another thing, I know throughout the show, it sounded like he has not been paying attention to the last few months. Honestly,
yeah.
I found it kind of fucking hilarious.
I think I'm trying to think of his best
I'm sure
line.
he knew some stuff that was going on, but like when
Yeah.
he was making jokes about like I go away for a few months and then we get this Uncle Howdy thing.
Yeah, right.
What happened, guys?
Like I remember but he's just that's the thing. He doesn't have to know it. He can just be funny. He's like, oh wow, oh there's blue lights here. Oh, good thing I washed my pants.
Yeah.
Like,
but yeah, because
all
he was making
the Banger Bros jokes hysterical, and like all of it was just hysterical.
All night.
I think and then Corey Graves I think was like, yeah, there's some intellectual property.
Yeah, there's a copyright issue there. That's
just
mild way of putting it.
Yeah, that's
and
hysterical.
Also, the last thing about Pat McAfee is I appreciate that they literally kept his return like.
Oh yeah,
Michael Cole did not even know, and he was like literally on Pat McAfee's show like earlier that day or something.
Yeah. So. I mean, yeah, guy's hooked up. He can get from Indianapolis to Texas in an hour.
I think he was in Houston actually or something, but he said he was doing something else. I don't know.
Yeah, either way.
But the women's match, there is one thing that made me extremely happy. Kana.
Yes.
Fucking Asuka back as the murder clown. I hope she keeps that. Like that I fucking popped for that shit because I've seen the murder clown and I was just like, fuck yeah. And it's in blue.
I mean,
and honestly, she looked really good too.
Was she out for a little bit?
Yeah, she was out for a few months there.
See, I didn't. I mean, not. I didn't realize, but I didn't. Like, I forgot. I guess I just didn't realize she
And I
wasn't
think
around.
once Becky was out of the match, everyone was kind of getting behind Asuka, really.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, I kind of was, even though I knew it was even Rhea was winning.
Nia Jax was hilarious at 31 because they blew the spot, the countdown, and then everyone's like, "Who's it gonna be?" And then it was funny because like the music hit, and like, I'm like, that music's familiar. Why? Why? And then I was like, "Who is it?" Oh, yeah, right. It was like hilarious. It was hilarious.
Worse number 30 than Rey Mysterio.
Maybe.
That's not Rey's fault, but
Yeah, right.
But,
Which that was that the Philly one when Roman Reigns won?
yeah, and everyone thought that Daniel Bryan was going to show back up in the Rumble or show up in the Rumble at all and possibly win.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as soon as number 30 hit and Daniel Bryan was not in the match, they just booed the fucking shit out of that match. No. That wasn't that was Batista.
Yep.
Yep, that was Batista.
Okay, fair.
So,
but listen,
that was
all in all,
Batista at the time.
Yeah, oh, good lord.
Now he is Dave Batista, respected actor.
Kind of want to see that M. Night Shyamalan movie that he's in.
I will if Dave Batista is in it, I will give it a shot.
Is he? I mean, I've heard this hot take. Like, he's a better actor than The Rock?
Yes,
I agree with that.
I feel like Rock is one. He's kind of apparently had a bit of a heel turn in the movie industry with the whole DC thing.
Yeah, we've discussed.
Yes, we've talked about that somewhere in the archives.
Don't know where.
Might have been 2 or 3. It might have been the return episode. And 2, I just feel like he's typecast into like a role.
Yeah.
And Batista has shown me like range.
Right. Like he's in something like this, you know. Then he does Guardians of the Galaxy. It's like
then he does like Glass Onion, and his
I didn't see that. Is that good?
10-minute what?
Is that good, by the way?
I still need to watch it. I was a big fan of Knives Out, though.
No, yeah.
And it's a damn good cast. So, and I've heard positive things. But like even the 5-10 minutes he was in the beginning of Blade Runner 2049, he was like one of my favorite parts of the whole movie.
It's
that
crazy.
Movie's like in my top 10.
It's crazy how that happened. He might be. Yeah, he's like pretty famous now. Like,
you want another hot take?
Yeah.
I think John Cena's a better actor than The Rock.
Excuse me. I gotta get my mute button handy. Have I seen enough stuff of John Cena? I think that's my problem. Because there was a comedy he was in. I'm forgetting the name of it.
Was it the one with like Amy Schumer or something like that? Or no?
No, not that one. I wasn't gonna watch that movie. No offense.
The Peacemaker.
Lots of offense.
I am still waiting for a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble to be Peacemaker.
Should have been this year.
It would have been perfect.
But
Peacemaker. I forgot about Suicide Squad and
I didn't see the show, but I forgot how good he was in Jesus Christ, Suicide Squad. I forgot how good he was in that.
He was fucking amazing in that movie, and then the show was really good.
I mean, the same character, obviously, but
yeah. You figure you can only stretch that character so far, and Cena has managed to do it.
Yeah, no, he might be. I mean, I know he's not more famous, but
I can't think of any Rock roles that have been like, yeah, this is awesome.
Ballers on HBO.
Was Ballers good?
Yeah, I didn't finish the series. I've wanted to for a while, but I just haven't had the time.
I would give that a chance.
It's very good. I honestly think it's one of the few. I mean, if anything, that probably shows. I'm trying to think of a movie where he's had to like act his ass off. It's like Fast and the Furious, as close as it gets.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only other thing I could think
like
of
Hobbs and Shaw. I almost said Calvin and Hobbs. Hobbs and Shaw.
Do not disrespect Calvin and Hobbs.
I'm not.
Yeah, no, Hobbs and Shaw. I didn't see it. I heard it was horrible.
It was whatever.
Yeah, it was there.
Exactly.
So moving back on to the women's match, just to kind of wrap that up.
All this because you said Batista.
Yes, of course. Except Melina was not in the match, so. Hi-oh. Also, Becky Lynch could have an acting career in front of her. Very good Cyndi Lauper.
Mm.
So well, I don't remember the final four. Oh yeah, final four was Nikki
Rhea,
Cross, who
Liv.
lasted all of like 2
Yeah.
seconds in the final four.
Yeah.
And then we got Asuka, awesome. Rhea and Liv Morgan also kind of going wire to wire there.
Yeah.
At
Yeah,
number
1
two
and 2.
spot, which is the same thing. And I'm kind of wondering if that means they still think that they. I personally am a Liv Morgan fan, but I also really think that she has improved, and I just think with the whole her title reign, she got put into a
It's a
pretty
tough
difficult
spot.
spot.
No, it was definitely a tough spot. But no, I mean, clearly they, if nothing else, they're like, hey, let's get you at the end of this thing, get you
I mean,
a little
going
over.
if they trust you to go wire to wire, obviously
Yeah.
they think something's there, which we will also address again
Yeah.
shortly, which is a big point for me.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, again,
Rhea won.
like I was putting my kid to bed for some of this, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But so I kind of caught bits and pieces, but I don't know.
It was
A
wasn't a
lot of
terrible
NXT,
Rumble.
no, a lot
I
of
mean,
NXT people, and the right person won.
yeah. And Michelle McTaker also, being announced, and she's like confused, is like, "All right, I'm going to the ring."
Yeah.
That was
Oh
kind of
my
cool.
God, I cannot believe that I am in the Royal Rumble. This is crazy.
But yeah, Rhea won, right choice.
Yeah.
I didn't think they'd make her go wire to wire, but eventually somebody had to. Why not be
Yeah.
Rhea? And she came out on Raw and she chose Charlotte Flair,
Yeah.
which when I thought about it, I was like, oh yeah, there's a built-in story there.
Right, because it's already happened.
She goaded Charlotte into challenging her at the Royal Rumble for the NXT title. So, and I guess hopefully Rhea actually gets her win back this time.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
but
anyway,
it was good.
You want to talk about the men's rumble first, or you
Yeah,
want to talk?
let's do the men's rumble.
Let's do the men's rumble. Why not?
So, so Cody won.
Cody won.
Which
from 30.
Again, my other favorite is when people are like, well, this was so predictable. Everyone knew he was going to win. It's like everybody knew he was going to win at Hell in a Cell when you knew he was going to be out. Like you knew, you're like, if he's going to be back in time for the Rumble, he's winning.
Yep.
Like it wasn't like that. That's not shocking to me.
And honestly, even if he wasn't injured, he was probably going to win the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was only one other choice, and they weren't even in the match, and that realistically wasn't going to happen anyway.
No, and it was better. And I think I said I'm happy there was no Bloodline involvement in the Rumble.
Yeah, that was kind of nice.
Because not even for what the match would have been, but I guess you didn't have to. I guess they didn't want to revolve that match around anything other than Cody.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, as far as like outcome, but it was probably better because I think if you have Sami Zayn in that match and you have to eliminate him, I think the crowd would have turned.
It would be Rey Mysterio coming out at 30.
Yes, they would have turned on him. They would have turned on him instantly. So. Because I remember leading up to the Rumble, I would say like, "Oh, you're gonna have the Bloodline in there, right?" And like none of them were in. And I remember like they got to like 28, and I'm like, "Oh wait, there's no Bloodline." And I'm like, "Are like the last 3? They're just gonna bang them all out?" Like, so I don't know. I remember thinking about that, just being like, but then there were none. I'm like, "Oh, it's probably better."
And also, once you got to 29, it was like, well, there's only one person.
Oh yeah. Right now, right.
Which I was surprised they had Cody at number 30. Some people are trying to downplay the like the fact that he won from 30, but the whole ending sequence, because let me say this right now, that was a fucking star-making performance from Gunther.
Yeah, I mean,
if he wasn't already made, he should be fucking Cody's big SummerSlam title defense.
Yeah,
shit.
Oh, the thing if he's the champ.
If he's the champ, yes. But the fact that he was in there for an hour and 10 minutes, broke the record.
Yep.
Started at 1, and it was like he was active the entire match. Like, he was going. At no point was he like, out for like 10 minutes
Yeah.
trying to catch his breath or whatever like that. He was involved the entire fucking time. And
by the way,
he looked like he had just as much energy in the final stretch that he did coming out at one.
Well, he did.
Yeah.
But
like Gunther is
Sheamus coming out number 2. I was like, all right. I was like that.
Oh yeah, number 2, fucking start with that, with the fucking match of the year feud right there.
I forgot about Cody for a second. I was like, these two guys should end it. And I was like, oh yeah, duh, Cody.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. But I kind of appreciated the camaraderie between the Banger. I'm sorry.
Wait, the who?
Drew McIntyre and Sheamus.
Mm-hmm. Did Pat McAfee say the bros that bang at some point?
I think he said a few variations.
Okay, just checking.
And there was one or two where it was just like, okay, what's going on, and you're just fucking with us.
Yeah.
This is basically another version of the cock.
Yeah. You see, kids, if you open your internet browsers,
6-man tag is now responsible for kids opening up their internet browsers.
Turn Google Safe Search off.
Incognito mode.
Oh, don't forget that, folks.
Yes. Whether it works or not, who knows? Or cares. It's 2023, people. You know what you're doing.
Right.
I'm trying to think of like some other thoughts I have. Brock Lesnar only lasting a couple of minutes. That was kind of surprising.
That's fine though. I mean, what if he's not in there just throwing dudes out? What's the point?
I mean, the whole purpose was basically to further him and Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with. I could see them having a
right.
I think if given some time, the two of them could probably have.
It's going to be hysterical when people complain again about Brock Lesnar, even though he's just not in the main event now. And people love to say Brock Lesnar isn't a draw anymore too. That's one of my favorite things.
I don't know. Brock in this current run, like ever since he came back as a Viking, he's been enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
I've had very few complaints.
People are just
won the Royal Rumble, but whatever.
Whatever. People are just wild with their takes sometimes.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar's not a draw. Sure. Keep telling yourself that.
But then you had Seth Rollins eliminating Bobby Lashley, so that was kind of surprising.
Well, I mean, we saw what happened.
Fucking Seth Rollins, I'm pretty sure, set up his WrestleMania match.
Yeah, with Logan Paul. It's a big spot. Yep.
Everyone thought that was going to be John Cena. Nope. Which, Seth Rollins, Logan Paul, why the fuck not?
I mean, it's going to be, like, I'll just say it's going to be good.
It is going to be good. I mean, no matter what your thoughts on Logan Paul are, like, dude could fucking go in the ring. And also the fucking, that bit with Ricochet.
Oh, that was incredible.
I know it was needless, but it was just fucking great.
Yeah. That's what everyone saw the next day.
It probably would have worked better if Logan Paul reached his final form, but what can you do?
Oh, well.
I'm trying to think of some other stuff that happened during that match. Like
there were no NXT people.
No.
The women's had a bunch of NXT, not the men.
Call-ups like Johnny Gargano was in there.
No, I mean current. Like there was, it wasn't like Braun Breaker or whoever the fuck else is down there.
I could have sworn Braun Breaker was going to be in that match.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe not yet. Maybe because not. Like is it a good look to put like the NXT champ in the Rumble just to toss him? Or just don't bother.
On one hand, yes. On the other hand, since nobody's realistically gonna challenge if they win, I feel like having the NXT title should be like, oh yeah, you're guaranteed a spot in the Rumble.
Yeah, right. Yeah, true.
They've come out a few years. I remember when Andrade came out. It was like right after that fucking. I think it was like right after that banger with Johnny Gargano.
Adam Cole was in that Rumble too.
Was he champion?
No, because you said Andrade. Wait, you're talking about Andrade Gargano, right?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, because that's it. Yeah, because I remember, Adam Cole was in that Rumble, and I remember because I remember him. Because I remember him and was it him and Aleister Black had a fucking awesome match.
Oh god, that fucking street fight was fucking amazing.
Yeah. I was just
would like
thinking
to
of
see
what
those two in AEW have a match.
I think they'll get there. I think they'll find a way.
Yeah. Too bad. Too bad. Such a clusterfuck over there. But we'll talk about that
Yeah.
another time.
Yeah, not today. Not today. But
Trying to think
listen,
if I have any other thoughts.
Cody and Gunther, that was probably one of the best ending sequences
Yes.
in Rumble
Agreed.
history.
Agreed.
Because they had like I don't know how long that was, but
it
I
was
mean,
about 10 minutes.
okay, so then they just had a legit match.
Yeah, and Cody afterwards is saying, "I never want to have a match with Gunther." I'm like, motherfucker, you're going to defend the title against him.
By the way, I thought. I thought because I watched a little bit of that Rumble press conference, and they were all like out of character, like trying to be like legit press conference. I don't know. I guess I didn't expect that. I expected the all the stage bullshit, but it is what it is.
Right.
Their press conference went well at least.
Yes. There was no
there was no blows.
Nobody was tired and cranky and acting like children or working for fucking children.
There you go.
Yeah. One other thought that I noticed. Are they just done with Karrion Kross?
They might be, and are they wrong?
I was kind of like, I kind of grew to like him after he got released. And since he's come back, like at first it kind of started strong, and then it's just like, whatever.
I just like, I don't know what it is. I'm trying to think of where. Oh, because people were like, "Oh, well, Bray Wyatt's not doing anything. They're kind of losing steam." You want to talk about guys they brought back that they're losing steam? You said it, Karrion Kross. He came back. It was cool.
I would probably put him number one with a bullet, really.
But like he comes back, everything was cool, but like nothing happened.
Yep.
Like, did he fade? Like,
and he was second eliminated.
Right, but like,
and he was only in the match for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, but like I thought he was gonna have this whole thing with like Drew McIntyre.
Yep.
Is he gonna like be the next contender? But like, what? It just died.
He came back, and after he kind of beat the shit out of Drew McIntyre, he had a stare down with Roman and did that whole TikTok.
Yeah.
Thing.
Well, like
and that
what
led to jack shit.
But what? But like, I guess I just don't know how it happened so fast.
Yep.
Did Triple H sour on him like instantly? Is it the hair?
I like the hair, honestly.
No, so do I. But I'm wondering what it is.
I mean, come on.
Do they open a closet with that sex slave outfit or whatever the fuck he was wearing and go, huh?
And what's sad is Karrion Kross is kind of responsible for like my half of my intros.
Yeah.
Like, there is no Jesse Ventura on the Mount Doom without Karrion Kross. Okay.
No, I feel you. I'm just saying.
I don't know.
It kind of sucks, but that's where we are.
Yep. So I don't think I have. Do you have any other thoughts about the men's rumble?
Not really. Cody won. We kind of knew it was going to happen, but they did a good job.
It was a solid rumble.
Yeah.
No crazy surprises. I didn't care about Booker T being in there.
Whatever. Oh yeah, that was the one surprise. Yeah, he took
Spinaroonie,
threw a few kicks, Spinaroonie, then he's out.
Oh wait a minute, they were in his home. They were home. He was a hometown hero, wasn't he?
He's from Texas. He's from Houston, though.
Okay, yeah, now that makes sense. Okay, men's rumble. I thought was definitely one of the better ones.
Yeah, for sure.
Like maybe somewhere in like the 10 to 12 range.
I can agree with that.
Maybe a little higher. I don't know.
Maybe a little higher. There's a lot of just mid-row rumbles. I was watching the 07 one, just like, it's okay.
To me, the best ones are 92 is still king. I'm a big fan of 2000 for some reason.
That was The Rock.
Won that. Then they did the whole thing where I guess his feet actually inadvertently touched the ground and they had to make a story out of it.
Makes sense.
The one that redacted one was actually a great one.
Yeah.
I got to go back and watch those Shawn Michaels ones.
Yeah, those were good.
But
yeah, no. Listen, good men's rumble. On to the main event, which so the match, it was fine. Those Kevin Owens stare bumps were rough looking.
That made me cringe, and I think that was kind of the point.
especially that first one. Like, oof. Yeah, the match was
The match
whatever.
itself was okay. Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns have absolutely had better matches.
Yeah,
And also, I'm
they're
pretty sure
they're
that's the
they're
third time they've had a title match against each other at the Rumble.
yeah, that well, like they're the one in the Thunderdome in 21 was better.
The one 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was fantastic. And then I remember when Kevin Owens was Universal Champion
Like
defending against
it was like
Roman.
5 years before that.
Yeah, and then like Roman came back later in the Rumble and everyone was pissed off. Like I think
Yep.
he was number 30.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, but
But yeah.
everything after
Um it's funny because like I know a lot of people at wrestling shows, as soon as like the main event, the pin happens, they're in their seats leaving. Boy, if you left.
you missed, I would say, one of the much better closings to a pay-per-view
Ever.
ever.
Ever. Now I think I say this because a lot of what made it work, what was I getting to? Oh, so a lot, I think they're kind of the preface to my thought. Those pandemic shows, what guys had to relearn, maybe get better at, was a lot of like maybe talking into the camera so that people, because you're only performing for them. And I think Roman is one of the guys that excels at that now. Maybe he always had it, but he just really couldn't do it as a babyface. But as a heel and in that environment, he did it perfectly, and he still does it with segments. He knows how to talk loud enough, but they don't need mics and everything. And it was just fucking awesome.
See, my thing is I've heard for a while that they eventually want to make this mega heel become a mega face turn, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, why?
Yeah.
He's like a final boss heel.
Yep.
That's what he does. That's what's making money. Don't fuck with it.
No, there's no reason to.
Yeah, at least not for like another few years.
No.
I don't think
Well,
he should
because
be
like
champion that entire time, but
how would you turn Roman Reigns face right now?
right, because if the bloodline turned on him, I'd be with the bloodline.
Right. But
Which
yeah. But so you get, and even during the match, they planted that seed the whole time, even during, Sammy, get me a chair. Him standing there for like a second felt like damn, this guy's not moving. And it was only a second to try and find a chair, which was hilarious.
Yep.
That like, oh, now you just can't find a folding chair at ringside anymore. Nope. Everything though, everything after the teasing with the chair, the handcuffs, everything.
Yeah,
Kevin Owens a good.
Just to start with, Jey Uso's about to put the lay on him, and Roman's like, no, we're not done yet.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, this is where we're going.
But then, so he hits him when he hits Roman. The pop was unreal.
Which I heard some people say like that was kind of like not the strongest chair shot. I'm like, yeah, he was probably fucking hesitating, realizing like what he's about to do is going to alter the course of his career.
The pop was huge, though. I don't know, man.
Gigantic, because you knew it was coming too. Like,
did you though? This is what I say about this.
Okay, fair.
Okay, maybe in that moment you knew it was coming, but you didn't know when they would do the turn, and you didn't know who, you didn't know how. That doesn't happen very often.
Nope.
Like, you look at how well Evolution was, and how well they did everything, but like when they started that group, you're like, oh, okay, so Randy Orton and Batista are going to be the guys then. So like you knew what was going to happen. Not that it doesn't make it bad, but you look at the Bloodline stuff, and then you have Sammy doing his thing, and then you have Jey Uso leaving. That got the second biggest pop.
That's the moment that really got me. Jey Uso just like,
and I say this, and this isn't to trash other storylines, or not to say that other storylines aren't interesting, but when I tell you, like the look I gave my TV when not only that, but then when Jay went to leave, I was like, like I haven't done that or been that invested in an angle in a long time.
Yep.
I can't think of.
I've heard some people say that like the Bloodline storyline, it's like it's not Roman's story or something like that. Like it's Jay's story.
Well, it all started with that.
The Bloodline basically started with the little feud between Jay and Roman.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like I would like to think that what happened was, and this is just me fantasy booking, is that when they had their Hell in a Cell match 2 years ago,
yeah,
he was Roman was putting the guillotine on Jimmy, who I think was still injured at the time, and that's what
right,
got Jay to quit.
right.
And I feel like maybe he kind of saw something like that when the beatdown on Sammy started.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No.
But like, you don't get stories this deep.
No.
You don't get stories this unpredictable. Like who anybody could do anything. Like, oh, Solo going to turn? Is Roman going to turn? Sammy? Like there were a million ways that you could go with it. This might you have a hard time convincing me this isn't like the best storytelling and all around storyline, because I can't think of one like this.
Especially considering Sami Zayn was only supposed to be a part of the storyline for like 3 weeks, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Well, I remember they were still doing the Thunderdome shows, and like they were just having like random interactions with like Sami Zayn and like the Usos or like and the Bloodline guys.
Yeah.
So it's like Sammy was just there, and I think he was just like doing whatever whatever he was doing, and I think it was all by accident.
And then it became a running joke that he basically just made everyone crack up in like
Yeah.
corpse in the ring like every single week.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But
dude, the he's not feeling oozy bit, like even I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah. No, he was incredible.
Was just tried not to
Yeah.
break character.
But so all this happened. It played out incredibly. Go watch it. Go watch it again, because that's how good it is. So I guess, what do? We confirmed on, again, this releases on a Friday. We're recording on Wednesday, February 1st. It'll be out on the 3rd. The 3rd.
You're good.
And yeah, get that math going.
Mm-hmm.
So Raw happens, SmackDown's happening tonight if you're listening on the release day, but on Raw they confirmed Cody versus Roman, which I guess I'm not surprised.
What else were they going to do? He's the only one with the world title.
I was just like, is there still time to because I know what the plan seems to be with like Sammy and Kevin against the Usos. I mean, is there time at all to get Sami Zayn into a main event spot at Mania? I know they might do something in Montreal.
That match is going to happen.
That's going to be like, they're gonna do the best job of like sucking people in for that.
Well, the whole thing is basically it's gonna be the Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for the tag titles.
Right.
My question is so that seemed like a foregone conclusion.
I don't know though.
And then Jay walked.
I know, but I mean,
that threw a wrench in. I'm like, what happens? Does he like turn on Sammy at Elimination Chamber? I don't know.
Well, I guess I gotta turn on SmackDown tonight to find out.
I know. I'm actually like kind of looking forward. I'm actually kind of looking forward to watching SmackDown.
I turned on the beginning of Raw on Monday because I'm like, are they going to start with maybe a Bloodline thing? But I mean,
I knew they were going to start with Cody.
I mean, I know they're SmackDown. I know they're SmackDown guys, but like they literally did like the Sami Zayn trial angle on Raw the week before. So
which
I was like, maybe
apparently that was only because they couldn't get any of the Anoa'i family in.
Well, listen, whatever they did, it worked, and it was a good segment. So
exactly.
But fuck, man, this Bloodline stuff is so good.
Yeah. I'm just kind of wondering where it goes after like Mania, Smarkamania. Because I think the only way you could possibly have Sammy in like a main event scenario at Mania is if Roman Reigns is indeed working 2 nights.
That's what I'm thinking.
I would have night 1 for the Universal title for Sammy. Sammy loses.
Yeah.
That's just like it is. Night 2, Cody wins the WWE championship because that feels more appropriate for the storyline.
It does. Well, that's why I said I wasn't mad they confirmed the match. I didn't like that they said, "Oh, it's for the undisputed Universal title." I guess
you're right. They need to figure that shit out.
Like,
Same with the tag titles.
There's still time to. Well, didn't they have something for the tag titles? Like the winner of a Raw tournament.
Is having a tournament right now for like the SmackDown titles. I think
So they're clearly gonna
Adam Pearce
like
trying to split them.
Okay, so they're gonna split those.
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like, but man, but like when would you do Reigns and Sami Zayn? Is it better to do it at Elimination Chamber, or is it better to do it at Mania? If your plan is not to have Sami Zayn win the title anyway, in either scenario. I feel like
Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, I feel like because
at Mania, he needs to have a feel good moment, and that should be Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn winning the tag titles
or whatever the fuck they're gonna do. That's more what I'm intrigued about. We gotta watch.
I just don't think we're getting a Daniel Bryan situation.
No, or a Kofi Kingston, I guess.
Or Kofi Kingston.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna get that.
Yeah, but I think if he has to challenge for the title and lose, just get it done in Elimination Chamber. That way we can have a feel good moment at WrestleMania.
No, that makes sense. But the crowds you could say it's a certainty guarantee Sami Zayn's not winning. They're gonna get that Montreal crowd into it.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm kind of curious about?
What's that?
What does Solo Sikoa do at Mania?
Do you have him?
So far, he's basically undefeated.
Do you have him? I don't want to say. Do you have him win the IC title
or US?
I know, but
if being SmackDown, no. You're not gonna have him beat Gunther.
No, I figured.
Yeah, I had to think about who's IC champion. Oh, right, the guy that should probably be the next world champion after Cody.
True.
I'm just saying it right now. Gunther, future world champion, has to.
Yeah, he will be.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like wondering.
I'm wondering what's going to happen. We got a lot of time between now and WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I'll kind of wind down on this. So the Elimination Chamber at the Elimination Chamber match at the pay-per-view is going to be for the U.S. title. What do you think?
Cool.
All right.
I don't know.
Do you think it's a waste?
I don't know. I'm not going to say waste because they cornered themselves into their current situation with the titles.
Right.
I don't know. I think I'm kind of just underwhelmed by who's in the match.
True. It's obviously Austin Theory.
It just feels like the usual cast of characters, and
it's him. Was it Seth?
Seth.
Dolph Ziggler? Or did
I want to say Johnny Gargano got in, so that's actually a positive. I think of who else. I mean, Austin Theory, I'm still kind of the jury's out for me.
I mean, listen, he's the champ. He's got to be in it.
Well, not him being in the match. I mean, him being like kind of the next thing.
Oh, I got you. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm still kind of deciding on him.
Listen, yeah, no, it's undecided.
Yeah. But I mean, it's something. Either you do that or you do it with the Intercontinental title. Are they only doing the one match, or are they not doing a women's one?
It's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've only heard of the
figure out who's facing Bianca.
Yeah, I've only heard of the men's one, but
I think should be Asuka, honestly, after what happened at the Rumble, because I think
agree.
People were hoping they would call an audible for Asuka.
Can't do that.
No, you can't do that.
I guess it's tough to do that.
Call an audible.
Yeah, in a Rumble, because you have this big planned finish, and if you screw that up, it's very difficult to write your way out of it.
Mm-hmm.
They could figure it out.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know who Bianca Belair faces, but I just personally think it should be Asuka.
Listen, we'll see what happens. But listen, the Rumble was very good this year. Obviously, the Bloodline stuff was again some of my favorite that I've had.
Agreed.
But I know it was a good pay-per-view. Listen, we'll be back next week.
Yep.
We'll get
give you a bite size this week.
Yeah.
While we wait for the other guy.
Yeah, right. Again, Mr. Boss Man.
Yeah, Mr. It's only what 7:20 over? No,
8:20.
8:20. Still
3 hours. 3 hours. But listen, those hours doesn't work for me, brother.
Does not work for me, brother.
But
well,
anyway,
hopefully next
we'll,
week.
we'll be back next week. We'll finish. We got retro thoughts next week. Maybe get a few more up, a little more opinions. I guess maybe maybe we'll have Craig give his thoughts on the Rumble itself. Just kind of touch on that.
He was a little upset. This is kind of like his favorite show of the year, so we'll
let him go next time. But listen, we got some other shit. We got some good stuff planned for you next week. Mm-hmm. If you're listening on Apple or Spotify, thank you. Hit subscribe. If you're not already, if you're on YouTube looking at our faces.
Yeah. Hi.
Got glasses on the dinosaur this week, by the way.
I just have a bunch of crap in the background.
Well, nobody can see that.
Exactly.
Your Gene Oakland background.
Exactly.
Either way, if you're on the YouTube, hit subscribe. Hit the bell. Get those notifications when we post once a week on the full podcast. Yep. Follow us on our socials at Twitter at 6Man Tag. Follow us on Instagram at 6Man Tag Podcast.
Right now on Twitch, I'm playing Persona 3 Portable, but also the Dead Space remake, which happy to report, very good.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
good to know. That's good to know.
Yeah, definitely recommend especially if you're a fan of the original.
Good, it's such good shit.
Yeah. And I still gotta do Last of Us because that's the in thing right now. To be fair, that show has kicked ass so far.
Yeah. Dude, episode 3 is unbelievable.
Oh my god. And the fact that there's a 2-hour cut, I'm like, I want to see that so I can feel awful.
I know, me. Oh God, me too. But
not really. We didn't say what happened, but
no, didn't say anything. Yeah, no, it's great.
And go watch SmackDown and see what happens with the Bloodline.
Yes, that too.
And listen to us again this weekend, next week, and the week after, and the week after, and the week after, and then we might take a break, and then the week after. I'm making this up as we go, so.
I mean, there might be a break in there somewhere. Who the hell knows? We never know.
We call it in the ring.
Yeah, always. But no, this was fun this week. Just shoot the shit about shit that just happened, and it will become irrelevant in no time because that's how it goes.
Yes, sir.
But listen, hey, for Skylar, I'm Mike. Hey, thanks for listening this week. I think we still hit about an hour, so we didn't completely cut the people off.
Yeah, we're still giving them what they want.
Give them what they want. Hey, anyway, until next time.
Next week.
Peace.